So you'll have to bear with me while I just roll some stock footage because I don't want to give the game away too early in this video. This channel, Brand X Reviews, has existed since 2013 and I've covered a lot of things over the years. When it first started, the superhero genre was kind of the current thing at the time. First video I ever did was about the Dark Knight trilogy, and throughout the past few years I've continued to talk in terms of current movies but also retrospectives as well as of older films. But I've taken a lot of different twists and turns with this channel over the years. I've reviewed things like tea caddies, as random as that was. Had a lot of views for some random reason. Kind of just did it for a laugh. But also talking about computer games, books. We've even done just general rants about current affairs, things like that. So I still want to be able to talk about things at will, but I do feel like there is a need to have a sense of direction with this channel, and maybe like a core theme running through it, all core jokes aside. Now, in recent videos I've talked about a culture war, I've talked about fragrances, I've done book reviews. So what do you think I'm going to be doing here going forward? What's the kind of main thing? Is it going to follow a film series? Is it going to follow sports? Probably not, but is it going to follow a specific actor? Well, you'll be quite pleased because it's nothing too narrow. What I'm going to be covering as a main thing with this channel from now on is going to be the action genre. 1970s, 80s and 90s being the golden age. We've done a lot of videos on that already, so it's not like we're taking a redirection with this channel. There's plenty of material on there already, but it's going to be the main thing that we cover on this channel. I've liked doing a lot of videos talking about the James Bond franchise. That's going to continue. As far as I'm concerned, that's going to be a thing of the past. I don't think there's much future in that franchise. I know there's going to be things coming out, but I don't think I'm going to be all that interested. So, as a general thing with this channel, it's going to be our action legends. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there's two different types of action stars, really. There's your action stars who brought to their movies something that they had before. So, for example, Schwarzenegger was a bodybuilder. Somebody like Gina Carano was a fighter. So was Van Damme. So was Steven Seagal. But then you've got other people who were just actors who then took on the action roles, such as Keanu Reeves, Nicolas Cage, people like that. So we're going to cover different perspectives on the action genre. But for now, let's just have a quick look over some of the actors that we've covered in the past and that we intend to cover in the future with this channel. There you go. Obviously, we're still going to continue to do the things that we want to do, maybe that aren't a part of the action genre when it suits us. For example, so there would be the Halloween special series that we do every Halloween, obviously. Yes, that was a joke, well, half joke, I suppose, throwing President Trump in that montage. Just kind of felt kind of fitting as well, actually, with the rest of them. But like I say, we're just going to continue to do what we want to do with this channel, but there's going to be a bit more of a focus on the action genre in terms of what's come before, what's current, and maybe where things might go in the future. So the next video on this channel, I'm going to be covering an actor that I've not really covered on this channel before, called Scott Adkins. Some of you aren't necessarily familiar with him by name. A lot of people when I mention him to don't know who I'm talking about, but then when they look him up, oh, him! So there's a lot of people out there that either are existing, but maybe they just aren't quite as famous as some of the main ones. But then there's also quite a few going back in the past that a lot of people haven't heard of. I put Billy Blanks in that montage. A lot of people aren't going to be familiar with him. He did some really good films in the 90s, so stuff like that I'm going to be covering, and maybe you'll pick up on subgenres or filmographies of people that you weren't aware of, and you'll be able to go back and enjoy a ton of films rather than having to be at the mercy of what's coming out currently and in the near future in terms of the cinema and whatever's on streaming and so on. So hope that makes sense anyway. Like I say, the channel is still the channel, but you might be seeing a bit more focus on the action genre going forward. So hope you enjoy, and thank you very much for watching.
Air Force One was waiting for us. Pilots, best looking human beings I've ever seen. Even better looking than Tom Cruise, and he's a friend of mine, okay? These guys were central casting, and they could also fly.
Mr. President, obviously you're concerned about the situation in Gaza. What are the hopes now to get the hostages done?
She just became a big story tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you see that?